Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
Thank you very much, Susan. Welcome, everybody, to the Nightly Sports Call. I'm Josh Taylor, in tonight for Rich Walsh. Joining me in studio from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and from his own self-titled show on 93.7 The Fan, Paul Zeise joins me. And to start the show out, Paul, we will start out by, first off, we're going to give you credit because we talked last night about what Pitt needed to do in order to beat Miami. You had quite a list of things that needed to happen. And you mentioned limiting turnovers, which even though they had 2 fumbles, credit the defense. They held Miami to 3 and out both times, so they rendered those moot. But you said Kenny Pickett would have to play a good game, and have to have a good game plan, and they have to limit mistakes. They did all those things, and you called it perfectly. Now, saying a team is going to win or lose, that's a 50-50 shot. But saying how a team's going to win, I find that to be more impressive. So credit to you.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think the big thing with when you play a team like Miami that, you know, with a turnover chain and all that stuff.
Yes.
The 2 turnovers that Pitt had are the kind of turnovers that if you're going to have them, you want, which is ball falling on the ground, everyone runs and jumps on top of it. What Miami has done a lot this year is turn those into pick sixes or, you know, the interception that they run to the 5-yard line, fumble return, scoop and score type stuff. So that was a big thing. They did turn it over twice, but neither of them were Pickett throwing a pick. Now, he almost threw one on the sideline that turned into a completion. But, you know, if you avoid those things, I said the thing about Miami, the defense is real, and I don't think anything I saw today, I think they got worn down a little bit and a little bit frustrated, just like you see a lot of times when a defense is playing well and the offense isn't helping them. Generally in the fourth quarter, there's a couple of, you know what I mean? So, but I said the defense was real, but we had to, I still wasn't sold on that quarterback and that offense as being back. And I think today, you know, came to fruition. They just, you know, the Pitt defense, it's not taking anything away from Pitt defense.
Absolutely
they played well.
Fantastic.
But, you know, I think Miami needs to get a couple of better players on offense. Clearly the defense is where it needs to be.
Now, let's talk Kenny Pickett because first collegiate start, throws for, 193 yards. He runs for 2 touchdowns, throws a touchdown on a shovel pass to Quadri-Olison, but a touchdown pass nonetheless. But we saw a pretty impressive game from him, and I thought the one thing, and you and I talked about this off the air, he avoided making big mistakes. When you make smaller mistakes, I think he gave up a couple sacks that he might have been able to either throw out of or maybe leave the pocket faster, but he didn't make mistakes that could hurt him or the offense, that couldn't hurt field position or didn't hurt the standing in the game. I thought that was the most important.
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you got a freshman, a true freshman, think about that, it's his first start ever.
And it's the number 2 team in the country.
You know, and I hear a lot of, you know, on my radio show tonight, I heard a lot of, well, why wasn't this kid playing all along? He wasn't ready all along.
He wasn't ready the whole time.
I really think they did the best thing for this kid by bringing him along slow and making sure when they threw him out there on the field, he had an idea of what he was doing. He played a little bit at, NC State, played a little bit the next week, I think. Then he played a lot last week against Virginia Tech. You know, he was ready by the end of the season to play, and you didn't demoralize a young kid by throwing him out there before he was ready. I think so many teams rush these kids out there, you know, and he takes, 5 sacks and throws 4 interceptions, and all of a sudden he's ruined as a freshman. I thought they were smart to bring him along slow. So for a true freshman making his first start against that defense, he really didn't make many mistakes at all.
It's very rare we see true freshmen show up on campus and say, here, kid, here's a job. Go play at a Power 5 school. That doesn't happen. We've seen it happen with redshirt freshmen. Johnny Manziel was a redshirt freshman. Jameis Winston was a redshirt freshman. But you very seldom see a true freshman handed the starter's job from day one and then go in and do it. So the fact that we saw him come along slowly, like you mentioned, and I asked him this specifically after the game. I said, how did you feel as far as your internal clock, processing everything? He said he felt pretty good, probably the best that he's felt. But I don't think we would have seen it be the same result if we're talking, say, Syracuse, or maybe even the earlier going against Virginia Tech. It might not have been the same, but being in that experience a little bit earlier, plus being on the road at Virginia Tech, which is also another pretty good defense, by the way, probably made him a little bit more comfortable and prepared him a lot for today.
No, absolutely. I think, the drive last week, You know, even though they didn't score, the drive at
Right.
the end of the game, you get a little confidence. Like, okay, if we're behind, I can take this team down the field.
we got to open a yard.
You know, yeah, they didn't get a yard, but that's the thing when you got a young quarterback. And I think, you know what, it really, to me, changes the outlook. I don't know about you, changes the outlook completely of Pitt.
I would agree.
You know, now they've got a young quarterback that you kind of say, boy, if he continues to get better, yeah, you know what? All of a sudden they have a chance to be pretty good quickly. I think one thing that people don't realize, there are 69 players on this team that are sophomores or younger.
That's a big deal.
16. I'm talking about for next year.
I think you and I were talking about this last night. Matter of fact, I'll say this real quick before we go to break. You and I were talking about this last night after the show. We were talking about how Pitt's in the position that Penn State was in last year. A lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, a lot of guys that didn't have a lot of experience. So that year after, they have the experience, they've been starters, they've played, they know what to do. They don't have to learn as much so they can hit the ground running. But in the meantime, we will take a break. We come back, we'll answer your questions, 412-575-2600 on the Borders and Borders hotline. Stick around.